хтось може дивитись онлайн або відеозапис, тому ми це завжди робимо.
Тоді я можу говорити англійською?
Якщо якою простіше? Якщо простіше англійською, без проблем зовсім.
Ага.
Але, мабуть, було б, як вирішити. Просто якщо англійською, то я попереджу, що ви будете говорити англійською. Для того, щоб аудиторія могла стати навушник. Українською? Окей, супер.
Тут просто буде, може, логістично зараз.
Так. Ну, є українські навушники. Вони мені допомагають, якщо це.
Пані Наталія. Пані Наталія.
Доброго дня, шановні колеги.
Good afternoon, esteemed colleagues. We will continue our working day in the UCMC. The topic of the next event is presentation of the campaign to stop violence against women. Our guests today are Kateryna Levchenko, the president of Strada-Ukraine, also Marten Ehnberg, head of the Office of Council of Europe in Ukraine, Andriy Pravednyk, acting director of the Department of International organizations in the Ministry of Foreign Relations of Ukraine, Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, and Oleksandr Zlyhostiev, the officer of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The first one is Kateryna Levchenko. Thank you. Good afternoon. We've been waiting long for this event because we wanted to show to the audience, to our citizens, the products that we have prepared as part of our joint campaign with the Council of Europe, with the fund of the population of the UN, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Social Policy, Ministry of Interior Policy, interfactional parliamentary Union, Gender Strategic Platform, Program Rada, Union of Veterans of ATO, Embassy of the Great Britain in Ukraine, Organization, Stabilization Support Service, Information Consultative Center, and other partners. These are videos which launched the National Awareness Campaign directed to support the ratification of the Convention of the Council of Europe on prevention of home abuse of women. I believe that the representative of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will tell us more about this convention. The problem of the violence against women and home violence is very important in Ukraine, talking about those who suffer from that. There are about 150,000 complaints, talking about national hotline. In 9 months of 2016, more about 29,000 people used it. 90% of calls were related to the problem of violence. We hope that this campaign will help our citizens to understand how important, how necessary it is to ratify the convention, the necessity to further implement the provisions of the convention, the necessity to live without violence, because violence cannot be the way of addressing the everyday life's problems. It's considered to be a crime, an offense, a violation of human rights. Now I would like to give the floor to the head of the Office of the Council of Europe in Ukraine, Mr. Marten, our partner. These videos were made thanks to the support of the Council of Europe. Thank you, Kateryna. I believe that we agree that the violence against women is an awful thing, and this should not exist in the society. Unfortunately, we do have such problems in Ukraine and in other countries of the world. And to combat such problems, to fight such problems, there is a so-called Istanbul Convention of the Council of Europe. We had a project where we supported the government of Ukraine in order to work to ratify this convention. Now we are at the last stage. We believe that the convention will be ratified this year. After that, when the convention is ratified, we will continue support the government of Ukraine and implement this convention. I'm happy that we are here to watch these videos where we are talking about how to fight against violence against women. Thank you for coming, and I hope that you will help us disseminate these videos, these promos. Andriy Pravednyk, thank you. A few words about convention. The convention was executed in 2011 on the 11th of May. On the 1st of May 2014, it became effective. Ukraine signed it in November 2011. The convention was signed by 42 countries, and 22 countries ratified this convention as of today. As to procedure of preparation to the ratification of the convention, the main ministry which was preparing the package of documents was the Ministry of Social Policy, but we worked together because according to the agreement of Ukraine, the proposals on ratification of the agreements is submitted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The whole package which is needed has been submitted to the administration of the President on the 18th of October. We hope that in the nearest time the President of Ukraine will submit the draft law to the Verkhovna Rada. And in this connection, I would like to mention that now an important issue is cooperation of the ministries and the civil society, so that jointly and together with the Verkhovna Rada, we give the message on how important it is to ratify this convention, so that all the regulations which are needed are to be passed, and this way we will make it possible to implement this convention into the Ukrainian legislation. Now, Nataliya Sabkalova.
Thank you. The Ministry of Social Policy supports information campaign on the ratification of the Istanbul Convention. The ratification is very important. The Ministry of Social Policy, in the framework of preparation to the ratification of Istanbul Convention, as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs stated, the draft law was elaborated and it was provided to the Ministry. And also, in accordance with Istanbul Convention, the Ministry developed the draft law on counteraction to household violence, supported by the government of Ukraine and provided to the Supreme Council. The draft law on counteracting the family violence is registered in the Supreme Council under the numbers 4259, and we would like to thank La Strada and the Office of the Council of Europe for this video, and we thank them on behalf of the Ministry of Social Policy of Ukraine. Oleksandr Zlyhostiev is given the floor. Good afternoon. And this is an acute issue in light of those events that happen here in our country, in the east of our country. The percentage of violence increased in our country, and the violence against women also on the rise. And my colleagues and I, we were glad that there is such a project to show that we, the military, are against violence in families. Thank you. Before showing this video, we give the floor to Kateryna. I would like to make an introduction, and then I'm going to comment after we've watched the video. So then you will ask questions. When we made this video, we used the approach that was proposed by UN, that is called He for She. And this campaign was initiated several years ago, and it was really important to join this global campaign when men say about that they say that they are against the violence. So I would like to say that we won't stop on this. So politicians, the military, and we have here not only Oleksandr but also other military personnel, also patrol police representatives. They all say that they are against violence. And also those people who form opinions, public opinion in Ukraine, that the topic of violence, the violence should not be tolerated by society. So I propose to watch this video. European choice is counteraction to all violence and respect to everyone. So each civil servant should understand the importance of introduction of this convention. And each third Ukrainian woman suffer from household violence. So we should understand that even one act of family violence kills happiness. It kills happiness today and tomorrow, providing wrong example to children. We fight family violence and help Ukrainians to face this challenge, and this is the values of free free life. So I'm for ratification of this convention because I am against violence. So this is the first video. And you see Marten here, he participated in the creation of this video. So I would like to draw the attention to the slide. So this is address where you can find this video. Starting from this moment, this video is in free access. So you can download this video, and we address to the representatives of state institutions and NGOs and the media to disseminate these materials. So I will tell you how to do this, and you can do it through social media. This is a good instrument. So the next video. Violence destroys peace. So don't bring war back home. So we should fight not only external aggressor, but also internal aggressor. So person should deal with aggression, because physical force is not a good way to resolve conflicts. Violence should be punished. Ratification of the convention is provision of help to those who suffer, bringing to responsibility perpetrators. We saw death, and we won't tolerate society. tolerate violence. And in my country, there is no place for violence, and I am for ratification of the convention. I am strong, and that's why I am against violence. I am strong. That's why, and that's why I am against violence. We are force, and we are against violence. We thank everyone who participated, the military, ATO participants who took part in this video. And we hope that your words, that they will be heard better, and they will be positively accepted. And the last video created together with the police officers. Household violence is a widespread problem. This is what we should address. And house is not a place for violence. Violence is a crime. It should be punished. We are for freedom and rights and European values. And we should make step to free future without violence. Get rid of household violence. I'm strong, that's why I'm against violence. I'm strong, that's why I'm against violence. I'm strong, that's why I'm against violence. So, these are the trailers, and we are interested in hearing your opinion. And if you have questions, we will be glad to answer your questions. And first, before going to the spot, I would like to say that we addressed the central bodies of executive power, the ministries, the Ministry of Social Policy and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, with address to put these trailers on their internet resources, because internet sites of the bodies of executive power, this is the powerful information resource. And as I know, Nataliya can confirm this, the Ministry of Social Policy is also involved. So the Ministry of Social Policy supports the placement of these videos on our site. If there will be they will be provided on proper storage, media storage. So we prepare letters to all regional administrations in order to help in the dissemination of these videos on local channels and the sites of local administrations. So we will provide this information, and we will provide it on flash disks, and they are downloaded on YouTube and on the Facebook pages, and they are in servers where you can take them, and in the folders you have these addresses, and these addresses are on the Strada site, and we will disseminate the videos and also the addresses where you can find them and download them. And also we will address the TV channels and in order to show them on central channels and regional channels, because this is very important.
As the representatives of the authorities and Mr. Marten mentioned, we hope that by the end of this year the convention will be ratified. This is very important. The ratification is the first step. Then there will be a long way of implementation of the convention, but changes in the legislation and activities could be introduced when the convention is ratified. Thank you. Maybe the audience has questions or comments. No one? No comments, no questions? We have quite a modest audience today. Once you have no questions, we will finish. Those who want to talk to the speakers, you can do it off records. See you again. Thank you. I would like to say that I invite everyone to go to the first floor, have some coffee, and talk informally. Thank you.